The San Antonio Spurs are a team that we are hearing reported right now. So today we saw in a report that the San Antonio Spurs are having discussed with the Hawks the chance of going up to one. So this is a report coming from Kevin O'Connor from the Ringers, so take it with a grain of salt. This is not me linked in the description from Kevin O'Connor, but this is just what we're reporting. I have not heard this. I've heard more that they're not going to trade the pick, and the expectation is Zachary's going one. But regardless, the Spurs, fellow Frenchman, he fits perfectly next to Devin Vassell and Victor Wembanyama. And the Spurs have held discussions about the Hawks moving up for the one pick. The expectations would be that the Spurs would take Mr. Zaccharie Risacher. The reports earlier this month were the Spurs were looking to compete next season, and with the team open to trading anyone but Victor Wembanyama and Devin Vassell. The report also is the Hawks are really interested in Donovan Clingan, because I think they would like the idea of Onyeka Okongwu and Clingan being a rotation. So in my mind, if we had to do like a little quick ski trade for how this would look in some twisted, weird looking scenario, Fanspo, by the way, has a great trade machine. We'd assume the Spurs would. This is a weak draft, so I don't think it's going to be future draft picks. It would be picks in this year's draft, and then it would be, I think, contracts. And you're like, why contracts? Because the Hawks don't want to pay the luxury tax, and the San Antonio Spurs, all right, give them an opportunity to get off that contracts, and also the Spurs are trying to play into contention next season. So for me, I think the biggest thing for them is looking at this situation and being like, all right, we can actually go ahead and do something that works out really well for us. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Do you guys agree with me? Like that, it just makes sense for them to want to go ahead and do a trade with. All right, you guys see this on the screen. So it would be, first off, they would waive Devontae Graham. This is just a crapshoot. This is the only reason I would see the Hawks willingly wanting to do this trade. I don't think it be happening that they would trade the number one pick, because you just don't trade the number one pick. But the pick would be the number 4 pick and the number 8 pick, plus Charles Bassey, who's out with a torn ACL, but he'll be back to start the season. Julian Champagnie. Both Champagnie, Bassey have no guaranteed money this year, so they could be immediately waived. Devontae Graham only has $2.8 million guaranteed out of that 12.6, so they could waive him. Right there, they would save like $15 million. Plus, in this deal, the Hawks are saving about $20 million, and they would get this year, the 4th and 8th pick. If they have the 4th pick, they're going to be able to get Donovan Clingan, because Reed Shepard's probably going 3rd. 2nd is going to be Alex Sarr if Risacher goes number 1. And then they send out Clint Capella, and Zach Collins can be the rotation next to Victor Wembanyama. And DeAndre Hunter gives them another wing with Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Zaccharie Risacher to just give them so much length. And that, yes, they get AJ Griffin thrown in there because the Hawks just want to move on from him. And the Spurs get the number 1 pick. Now, Trey Jones is the only player of value that the Hawks get. Plus, they get, the 4th and 8th pick. I expect with the 4th pick that they would do Clingan. And then with the 8th pick, they would probably take like Dalton Connect, if he's still available, just because he fits. But we're going to continue with this draft. That was just what I wanted to say if this would happen. I just think it's just, if this were to happen, it's just such in a crapshoot. And it's more, I personally think this is a deal that benefits the Spurs. People would be like, oh, why would the Spurs? First off, Clint Capella is an expiring contract. DeAndre Hunter only has a year left on that deal, where it'd be really annoying, and then it becomes an expiring deal. So it'd really be a 1-year investment, and you're giving up no future assets. It's a win-win for everybody there. Plus, the Spurs and Hawks, their front offices are kind of intertwined, because a lot of the Hawks guys are former Spurs people. So there's just that. Now,